Hey guys, what's going on? RetroGamer here, and welcome back to another review featuring the NEC PC Engine. So this isn't like something that's super niche, and a lot of people do know about it. But in case you don't know, what is the PC Engine? What is this little game console? Well, here in North America, this console, the NEC PC Engine, was known as the TurboGrafx 16 in North America. And for those of you that don't remember it, you're not missing much, because a lot of people can agree that the TurboGrafx 16 in North America really didn't do well, and the launch line was terrible. The games there weren't many games, and you weren't really missing a whole lot. But in Japan, in the late 80s, this was released in 1987 of the 80s, and 1989 in North America for the TurboGrafx 16. But in Japan, this did extremely well, and even outsold the Famicom on its debut. So, if you remember the Nintendo Famicom, this is the Japanese version of the NES in North America. This was released in 1983, right? And so this was out for, many years prior to the NEC's console, right? And so this was on the market for a long time. And the fact that it outsold the Famicom and did extremely well being that late into the game, I think is extremely impressive. And the amount of games on the PC Engine are massive. There are so many fun games. And, if you've ever wanted a TurboGrafx 16 or PC Engine is definitely the way to go. We'll talk more about that in the games and, how the regions work and everything. But I just wanted to talk about a little bit of the history of the PC Engine. I think the story is super interesting. You can look at many different YouTube things online, or even read articles about the PC Engine. I just wanted to give a brief history of the PC Engine and tell you about it. It is a super cool console. I love everything about the history of it, and about the other consoles that they made and so on. But I know that's a lot of rambling and a lot of history. So why don't we look more at the console, and we'll talk more about it as we go on. But this is the NEC PC Engine. So there's a couple different units. There's this white unit, and then you'll see a black unit, and you'll see a couple other units. But the two main units that you'll see online, if you're looking for just a PC Engine, are the PC Engine and then the PC Engine Core Graphics. That's a black unit, right? And the main difference between the PC Engine and the Core Graphics is the fact that the Core Graphics has AV out. This is one of the downfalls of the original PC Engine. It only has RF output. And you can use the RF adapter from the American NES, and it'll work fine. But that's not the issue. The issue is, do you have a TV that can play this? Because in Japan, you'll see the little switch here, and it's for channels 1 and 2. America doesn't have that. America, we had channels 3 and 4. But someone figured out that if you have channels 95 and 96, then you can play these Japanese consoles much like the Nintendo Famicom, because this only has RF as well. Some of the models do have AV like output. They've been modded, or you could send in your console back in the day to have AV output modded by Nintendo. But by default, these only have RF, and that's one of the downfalls, because I really like the original white unit. I really like the way it looks. The Core Graphics also looks fine, but I don't know, there's something special about like the original unit. But that's really something you have to take into consideration, is this little RF output. Now, if you're on Amazon, you can buy a little adapter for the back that has RF output. However, it kind of sucks, because to save games on this thing, you need this. This is the memory card, and it goes in the back of the system. So if you buy any type of adapter to go in the back, you can't use your memory card. So I'm like, well, how am I supposed to use both? You can't use both. Now, what you can do is what a lot of people do with these things, these little memory cards, is they open these up and mod it to do AV in the back. I know I can do it, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't really want to. So that's kind of your downfall. You're really locked to AV unless you buy that little adapter, but then you can't use your memory card. Also, with this memory card, since we just have it here on hand, You have to use AA batteries. I believe on the back here is 2 AA batteries. If I can get this stupid thing open, I swear. Yeah, so there's 2 AA batteries that you use to save the games. And that's not the only thing. When you have this plugged in and stuff, if you want to like transfer games over so in case you want to change out the batteries, because after you take those batteries out, your save data is lost. They had this card that you put in here to transfer games over. I didn't know that. I don't have that card, but you have to transfer games over through the card, and then you can take the batteries out. The whole saving system on this thing is rather odd. But let's look more at the system, because I'm just talking about a whole bunch of different things at once here. So the system itself has 1 port for the controllers. You have to buy an adapter if you want to play 2-player, 3-player, 4-player. There were some games that supported like 10-player games and 8-player games, but it only has 1. That really sucks, because I have multiplayer games, but I don't have the adapter yet. But that's just how it goes, I guess. But this is the switch for the power. It'll lock the game in. On the side, as we said, we have the 1 and 2 switch and the RF. This is the back for the expansion, for the many different accessories. This is for the power cable. And this is the controller, as you saw at the beginning of the video. This is the controller. I really like the controller. It feels really, really nice. The buttons all feel good. For the 80s, it has held up really well. It feels really nice. I really like this controller. More than the NES controller, actually. I like the buttons. The start and select feel good. Everything feels really good about the controller. The cord isn't too short either, but I always have it close to the TV anyway, but I think it feels really good. If we move on to, I'll just show you real quick the power adapter I have. I don't have an original, but as long as you have a power adapter like this, where the DC 9 volt and 850 milliamps, as long as you have an adapter like this, it's going to work fine. I've heard that the Genesis Model 1 adapter works as well for this thing. There's many different resources online you can look at, but it's pretty flexible with what you can use. And then, as I said, just that RF for the TV. If we move on to the games are interesting. So here are the games. The games come on these, what are called hue cards, right? And if I open this one up too, this is Bomberman. I think these cases are super cool. It has little artworks and stuff. And these cards in general are super cool looking. I really like these cards. Now, the only thing about these cards is they're region locked. That really sucks. So you turn this on and then it'll lock it in. And that's really sucks. Usually cartridges and stuff aren't region locked like this, but these are unfortunately region locked. Now, NEC also released a CD unit, and apparently those are not region locked, but the hue cards are region locked. Now you can get past that with flash cards, and I think there's different adapters you can use from what I've read online, but unfortunately it's region locked. However, a lot of games that you're gonna play are pretty easy to understand, and you don't need Japanese, like Bomberman, like Galaga. There's racers, there's platformers, there's a lot of games for NEC PC Engine that don't require any Japanese. Yes, there's RPGs and stuff, but most of the games you're playing and buying, you don't need any Japanese language. And so that's why I would say go for it. If you're looking to buy a PC Engine or a TurboGrafx, buy the PC Engine. There's a lot of fun games on here. You can get past, the region locking, and you can get past, the language barriers and stuff. The only thing I would recommend is probably buy a CoreGrafx. Even though I love the way this one looks better. I love the way this one looks. This one looks way better to me. I would buy the CoreGrafx if you're looking to only play the hue card games for the AV output. Now, they have a Turbo Duo and Turbo Duo R where you can play the CD games and the hue games. That's a whole different topic, though. If you're looking to only play PC Engine games, I would definitely get the CoreGrafx because it has the AV output. If you're willing to put up with the RF output like I am, you can do that too. As long as you have a TV that goes up to channel 96, then it'll work fine. But, I think I've rambled on long enough. And I think you get the idea of what the PC Engine is. I think it's a great console. And if you're looking to pick it up, then I would highly recommend it. But guys, that was my review on the NEC PC Engine. So guys, RetroGamer, if you like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys back here with another review. See you guys then.